So now that we've wrapped up all of the content in Unit 2, we are going to be doing our project for Unit 2. So this project will contain links, images, and formatted text, just like the content of this chapter focused on. So I'm going to walk you through the requirements and then show you an example of how everything should in fact function. So it says in this programming assignment, you'll be creating a website with a variety of hyperlinks, images, and text formatting, which makes sense because that's what we focused on this chapter. Your website will include 2 pages, links between and within the pages, a link to an external site, and an email link. So these are the 4 types of link locations we've discussed this chapter. And it says you will be using images within your site and including a variation in text formatting. So just as you did your last project, you need these comments at the top with your name, date, course period, my name, and then the project that you are currently working on. And then it should be followed by a brief explanation of this web page, again in comments. So these are all commented in at the top. 1, so I know which project I'm looking at, and 2, so I know whose project I'm looking at. Then at the very, very end, you will turn in a hard copy of both files. So you'll actually print off the code for this file, print off the code for the other file that we'll make. It'll have 2 web pages. And then you'll save this project into the shared drive. And if you forgot where to save that or how to save that, please let me know and I can re-show you just like I did with chapter 1. So we're going to break down this project. If you look at the instructions here, it says the MHS student government is holding its semi-annual blood drive soon. As a concerned member of the MHS community, you decide to help out by creating a website to both advertise the blood drive and to educate the MHS community of the importance of donating blood. Then it says create this web page as your project. Be sure to include the following. So you'll notice all of these bullet points here relate directly to this main web page that I am displaying on my screen. So the second web page instructions are just these little ones down here. All of these apply to this web page over here. So as we read through, we'll check and I'll show you how this past year student used this to create this page. So it says the title bar should read MHS Student Government Blood Drive. So you can see up here, MHS Student Government Blood Drive. That should be in your title bar at the very, very top. Then it says 2 images, a Give Blood logo and an MHS logo that are provided by me. They can be found on my classroom website. And you need to include both of these on your site. Now, they do not need to be in the same location that Kelsey put hers. However, they do need to be on your webpage. They do need to be purposefully placed. They do need to look professional and look nice on your page. So don't just plop the pictures on there. Make sure they have a good purposeful location. You then need to include an image as your background so you can see that image in the background. And again, this can be found on my classroom website. And then for the content here, it says a main heading to act as a title to your page, centered horizontally on the screen in red. So you can see that we have that here on this page. A paragraph introducing the blood drive, and this should be a paragraph that you write. You have a couple of sentences summarizing the blood drive, why it's happening, the purpose of it, things like that. Then it says a bulleted list with sections for date, time, donor information, contact info, and what to expect when donating blood. Then each of the items in the above list should be a hyperlink. So you'll notice all of these are hyperlinked. They changed colors. And the first 3 are to target the sections listed below. So we're going to have 3 sections of information. And these will target down below. So I'm actually going to show you how you can check your targets here. So you'll notice I made my site really small so I can check. So when I click date, time, and location, it links to date, time, and location. When I click donor information, it targets the donor information area. When I clicked contact information, that should be jumping down here. So we have an error here, but this one should jump all the way down to here. And then the what to expect when donating blood should also jump all the way down here. So you can see how those targets work in action. So these first 3 are targets to the information down below, and make sure that they do in fact work, that they jump down and actually respond and target those areas on your web page when those web links are clicked. Then it says the contact information. So, hold on, I skipped one. So the contact information should include the following. So that should just say Mr. Sherbarth. You can see I spelt Mr. wrong, but it should link to Mr. Sherbarth. And then from there, you need a link to the Blood Center of Wisconsin website. So again, you can see here, the contact information down here says to contact anyone for questions. You can email This one was Mr. Lambrick used to be in charge of student government. Now Mr. Sherbarth is in charge of student government, so that's why I changed the link there. So notice that when I click on this, it actually opens up my email, requires me to log in because it's actually going to start up an email to Mr. Lambrick to put it in his name into the to box, etc., etc. Then this next link down here should link to the Wisconsin Blood Center of Wisconsin website. So if you click, you'll notice that it takes me there. So that links to an external site. So this is the information that should be contained on this web page here. Now, if you scroll down, you'll notice that later on in the document, I have all of the information that you'll be putting on this page. So date, time, location, all the donor information, contact info. So if you need to reference, okay, what needs to be on this page, the gist of it is right here. You can add in more. You should be adding in more to make your web page look nice, but you can see the gist of it there. Then up here it says the second web page is a document about what to expect when donating blood. So if you go to my classroom website and click on our HTML course, what you will notice is that for our project, I've linked all the pictures that you previously saw, and I've linked this document. It's a text document, and what you need to do is take this text and you need to turn it into a web page. So it should not appear as a text document when that link is clicked on here, but this needs to be turned into a formatted web page that matches the flow of this site or this page, because you want all web pages in your site to be uniform. So you need to take this text file of text and put the tags in so that everything is appropriate, add in a correct background image. You also need to add in the same two images from the home page, so this M as well as the Give Blood. It needs to have a link at the top of this page that will go back to the home page. You need to make sure you have appropriate headings, and each section should end with a to top link. So I'm going to show you what I mean by this. So notice when I click on this, what to expect when donating blood. Oh, it's up here. That we are taken to another web page. Now notice here she doesn't have the consistency with the backgrounds. That's okay, but generally websites, all those have consistent backgrounds. What you'll notice is that Kelsey took all of this text and she turned it into an actual web page. So notice how we have what to expect when you donate. She has horizontal rules to separate out the areas. She has all that information displayed in some way, and it's up to you how you actually do that. Now, when I'm referencing the two top links, notice I have all these two top links here that I can click on at the end of each section to take me back to the top. And then you'll notice up here as well, it says take me back to the home page, and it takes me back to here. Now, something I want to stress, because we need to add a little bit more formatting into here in our class. I've kind of upped the ante a little bit. This piece right here says grading for this project will include having all of the above requirements, having all the content appropriate to this class, and having an attractive design to your page. You need to include text formatting. So you need to include font face. You need to include font color. You need to include sizing if that's appropriate. You need to change things other than the default. So I know that this web page contains the default. You need to add in font styling. You need to, because you need to make it look nice. You need to make it look uniform. You need to make it look better than just a plain old default text website. So I want you to add that in. So now I've kind of summarized what to expect on this project. You've now seen an example. This document's available to you in the front of the class in the class bin. Please let me know if you have any questions or you're struggling to get some links to work or things like that while you work.